Hello.
Hello everyone,
Welcome back to Pekin Valley Life. I'm Ethan.
I'm Terry and this is Sid.
And it's been about a year since our last video.
Wow, has it been that long?
It's been that long, and we felt every day of it.
Oh yeah, a lot's happened in the last year.
So today we're just going to bring you up to date a little bit.
Yeah, where we've been and what's been happening.
So, as our 50 subscribers already know, last winter we set ourselves a challenge to ski all the resorts at the Haute Maurienne Vanoise on a very tight budget. It was the beginning of our YouTube journey, and we were super excited to finally get it underway and post our first videos. But before we had a chance to finish the challenge, I received the shocking news that I had stomach cancer, and sadly we were forced to return home early.
We've debated about showing you our cancer story. After all, it's not the story we had planned to tell. It's not what our channel was supposed to be about. But we do hope that by sharing this experience, it might help others facing this terrifying disease. Or at the very least, reaffirm the importance of living life to the fullest every single day. Even before cancer, we've both always understood the importance of living our best lives. We've travelled the world extensively and lived in many of its most vibrant cities. As we got older, we craved a simpler, quieter life. We've always loved the mountains, and that was a major factor in our decision to move here to France. And that's why we started this channel, so we could bring you all along with us, sharing our lives from our adventures in the mountains to our travels in Jaime, our motorhome. To our daily lives in our little mountain village. To say this news was devastating is an understatement.
Yeah, not many understatements are as understated.
I mean, really, we didn't even think it was that big of an issue.
No, I was healthy, I was strong.
Yeah, we were skiing, we were boarding. It was just a small problem. Ethan could feel some pain when he was swallowing. And we thought perhaps it was a hernia because he'd been doing a lot of heavy lifting, building the house. Or maybe an ulcer, or even something as simple as acid reflux.
Yeah, it turns out it was none of those things and worse than all of them put together.
Yeah, much worse. We were clueless.
So while the first 2 weeks, my doctor also thought it might be something minor like acid reflux or an ulcer or something.
Yeah, she gave you medication for acid reflux, right?
Yeah, but after 2 weeks, I was having no positive effect, and that's when things started getting really serious.
Yep.
She scheduled some scans and some blood work, and after that, it wasn't long before I got the diagnosis.
Yeah, adenocarcinoma of the cardia at the junction between the esophagus and the stomach.
So while the diagnosis was confirmed that I did have stomach cancer at my junction, during my scan there was also some suspicious activity in my lymph nodes, and this would be crucial in determining the way going forward.
Yep, they wanted to do a biopsy so that they could stage Ethan's cancer.
If it was just in my stomach, then the plan would be to just do 4 rounds of FLOT chemotherapy, then a stomach surgery to remove all or part of my stomach, and then another 4 rounds of FLOT, which should clean up any remaining cancer.
Yeah. If it, however, did show adenocarcinoma in the lymph nodes, then Ethan would be considered stage 4, and there would be no surgical option.
And this would be a much more serious diagnosis. Now, the biopsy couldn't be performed right away. They would need a few weeks to set up a spot for me in the operating theater. But they didn't want to wait for my treatment, so pretty much in the next week I was scheduled to have a port installed in my chest for the chemotherapy, with chemo to start the very next day.
Yeah, it was so fast.
All this stuff is starting to become quite real. today's the day I get my port put in, and I start my chemo tomorrow. Yeah, for anybody that hasn't gone through this, it's quite stressful. Luckily, I have my wife, Terry, to help me. Otherwise, I don't know what I would do.
So here he is. He survived. How are you feeling?
A bit sore in this area.
Which area?
This area here.
That area with the big plaster stuck over it.
A bit sore, just a bit itchy. So, good morning. It's the first day of chemo. It's been a very stressful morning. I think we're both scared and stressed about what's going to happen today.
Yep.
I don't know, very nervous about everything. I'm hoping I'm one of the lucky ones.
Me too. But have very few symptoms or side effects, and I'm just trying to take some deep breaths and get through this the best way we can.
Yeah.
So we are in our room where the treatment is going to take place. So how are you feeling now?
Very nervous.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna come open my chest thing.
Yeah.
And then we'll start the chemo.
Yep.
Be here for the next 5 hours.
And so this is the first of 8. And I guess after this we'll know what to expect.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll be a little less nervous next time.
I'm sick. I'm sick with nerves. I had my first infusion yesterday, and then they attached me to continue getting infusions overnight. The nurse is gonna be here soon to take off this, and then I'll be done for 2 weeks. But just to show you where we're at. So, I've got my pouch of chemotherapy, and it's attached to a port they put in my chest through my artery. I guess the chemo goes straight into my artery. And yeah, so this has been going for 20 hours. It's supposed to be done after 24. But yeah, I'm just waiting for the nurse to come. So far, the side effects are minor. Some tingling in the fingers, a little bit of headache, a little bit of stomach problems, but luckily so far so good. So, I'm in my hospital room. It's nice. It's big, so that's good. I still have to whisper to in the hospital. I don't know why. So yeah, Terry dropped me off a couple hours ago, and I had my surgery at 8 o'clock. I was very stressed on the way here. I'm here now. I feel better, and they're gonna put some holes in me tomorrow. But yeah, it should be okay. It's just a quick keyhole surgery. Take my lymph nodes, and I might even get to go home tomorrow night, but I don't. Well, hello everyone. Today's a big day. I'm finally going home. As I mentioned before, I was supposed to come here for 1 or 2 days for just a simple biopsy. But due to a complication and some internal bleeding, this is now day 9. But I get to go home today. Everyone here has been great, but I don't want to spend any more days here. I just feel like I'm wishing days away, and in my current situation, I don't want to wish days away. I'd rather be at my house with my wife, enjoying the work we did. There's kind of like two kind of acceptances when you're going through something like this. There's the acceptance that something may or will happen, and then there's the acceptance that it is happening. I mean, I'm losing so much hair now. I mean, you would think I've been in here for 10 years or something, but it's only been 9 days. The floor's covered in hair, the pillow's covered in hair, there's hair all over the bathroom. I'm gonna get home and I'm gonna just shave my head. It's been a bit rough, to be honest, but I'm trying to keep my spirits up high. I always have a hard time when I'm videotaping myself to not fake that I'm happy, but while I'm talking, not getting down about it. Shaving my head turned out to be a bit more difficult than I had first anticipated. When I was younger, I had done some modeling and I was actually kind of known for my hair. I hadn't cut it for almost 15 years. While I no longer had long hair, it was still a big part of my identity like most people. When I saw that my hair was falling out, I made the decision to shave it. I thought it would be empowering by taking back control of the situation. However, every time I looked at myself in the mirror, it just reminded me how sick I really was. After a few more weeks of rest and recuperation from the biopsy, it was time to return to Saint-Jean-de-Maurienne for my chemo treatments. This would be my second of 4 scheduled before my surgery. After checking in with reception, I was usually taken to a room where the nurse would come and get me prepped for the infusion. As the port in my chest leads directly into my bloodstream, it's incredibly important that everything remain completely sterile at this phase of the infusion. And this is to prevent a potentially life-threatening infection. The session always begins with anti-nausea medicine, which unfortunately don't always work. From beginning to end, it's about 8 hours for the treatment. About halfway through the infusion is when the side effects usually start to be felt, which for me includes some nausea, fatigue, and headache. Luckily, my side effects are minimal compared to what other people experience. For me, the side effects worsen over the next few days and then gradually become better. Just in time for the next round. It was just before my 3rd round of chemo when I finally got the news I'd been waiting for. All the samples from my biopsy had come back benign, and the surgery would go ahead as scheduled.
Okay.
Oh yeah, to your birthday and my stomach.
Yeah. Goodbye, stomach. It's good knowing you.
This time tomorrow will be gone.
So, as you can probably gather, Ethan's going to hospital today.
Yeah.
So,
So we're having a bit of a happy birthday and a going away party.
Yup.
which started last night.
Yeah, plus it's my birthday in a couple of days, but Ethan will be in intensive care then, so...
Yes, we won't be having many parties.
No, so we decided to eat like kings last night. We had a glorious dinner. We had steak and
Potatoes. We decided to skip the vegetables because
no room
who
for
cares?
vegetables.
I enjoy vegetables, but my last meal was not going to be vegetables.
No, and today for brunch, pancakes and bacon. So winner.
Yeah, and champers.
And shampoos, of course.
And some cake after.
Yeah.
Cheers,
It's a
baby.
birthday cake.
Bon app.
Bon app.
Happy birthday
To me.
Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday, dear Terry. Happy birthday to you.
And many more. Cheers.
Yay. Find out.
If you or a loved one are suffering from this terrible disease, we have left some resources in the description below that we found to be both informative and supportive during this journey. If you have any personal questions for us, please leave them in the comments below and we will do our best to answer. Please help to support the channel by liking and subscribing, and don't forget to click the notification bell so you don't miss part 2 in the series.